No time for a fancy intro. Linebacker rankings. I'm finally done. Let's go. Let's talk about it right now. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Fus the King. As always, thank you all for liking, sharing, and subscribing. The Combine is here this week. I got linebacker rankings coming to you guys on the screen. We are getting through this class. And a lot like the D-backs, and I already hit those guys. I hit the cornerbacks, and really the cornerbacks and the nickels probably need their own section. This linebacker class is really, really good. Like, this class stretches to the 6th round with guys who can come in, help you on special teams, and eventually grow into maybe a starter, maybe a key contributor. I like the diversity in the class. When you talk about guys who are run and hit guys, when you talk about guys who are downhill players, when you talk about guys who do have some good ability and coverage, I think this class is really, really good. As always, I'm going to start with my just missed or my last 5, well, 6 in this case, because this class is loaded. And there's guys on this list that probably, could have been ranked in my top 10 or could have switched some things out. And there's guys that I left out. And if there's a name that you all want to see on here or that you want to talk about, leave it in the comment section. But Harold Perkins, Jayshon Barnum, Bryce Betcher, Keyshawn Elliott, Xavier Sori, and Jack Kelly. So these are all guys that I either saw at the Shrine Bowl or the Senior Bowl, and they have good chops outside of Jayshon Barnum. He's going to be at the Combine, and I know of him very well. He's from District Heights, Maryland. I've been close to his game for a long time. Perkins, let's talk about Harold Perkins for a second. He has the biggest boomer bust potential. When you talk about what he did as a freshman, it was out of this world. 7.5 sacks, 13 tackles for loss. This dude is, he really, it was just positionless football with him. Like, where is he going to play? Is he going to be an end? Is he going to be an outside backer? He's a little undersized, but he's a really good player. Jayshon Barnum, another guy who he kind of got the short end of the stick going to Maryland and having to transfer to Michigan. And he was an end, then he played off ball, but the traits are out of this world. The measurables are really, really good. So we'll see what happens with him. Keyshawn Elliott, to me, just a fundamentally sound player, bro. Like, just does what he's supposed to do. He's where he's supposed to be. Little undersized for my liking, but good player. And then with Sori from Arkansas, bro, he's a hammer. He will come downhill. He will hit you. He did it at the Senior Bowl, and he did it at a high clip. And you guys know that I got to talk to Jack Kelly. Jack Kelly was sideline to sideline. He was physical. He was all over the field at the Senior Bowl. Wasn't quite as good as, Jacob Rodriguez or Kyle Lewis, but he was right there. And talking to him, he's talked to teams, and he's basically saying, listen, they want me to play off ball. Some guys want to use me as a blitzer. He's a really good blitzer. He gets home really, really well, and he's going to run really, really good times at the Combine. And then Bryce Betcher. If you go turn on the Oregon versus Indiana game, 2 players are going to jump off the screen. It's going to be Dylan Thieneman, and it's going to be Bryce Betcher. They made every tackle. Bryce Betcher has a baseball background. He's really physical. He's a linebacker's linebacker. He's going to come in, I know, day one, help you on teams, and then could possibly grow into a starting or a contributing role. And that's with all of these guys. All of these guys, believe it or not, do have really high potential, and I really, really like this class. Let's get to number 10. Number 10 on this list, Torian York, Texas A&M, 5'10", 227 pounds. His superpower to me is his movement. He has great play recognition, great processor, tracks the ball very, very well considering his size. He's his own defender with some man vibes, but I like him more in zone. There's a few times where I saw him in man, got boxed out by bigger tight ends, but that Texas A&M defense was really good, and he was one of the reasons for it. 2024, he had a better year, 7.4 missed tackle rate, 6% missed tackle percentage, 9 tackles for loss. So this is a guy who, he gets to the ball. There are times that I've seen on film where he kind of dives a little bit. I don't want him doing that. And then when he comes downhill, he's not as physical all the time that I want him to be. But I got to tell you, this is a guy that 3rd, 4th round, come in, be your Mike because he's so smart. He sets the defense. He's very fundamentally sound, and I like Torian York a lot. I think that he is a floor-raising linebacker for your room. He doesn't have the highest ceiling, but you know what you're going to get out of this guy, and that's just going to be a steady Eddie, consistent tackler, consistent guy around the ball, but he is kind of limited. Number 9, Deontay Lawson Alabama, 6'2", 228. His superpower is flat out his sideline to sideline ability. He's very freakish in that way. He can run very, very well. Here's the notes. I wrote sideline to sideline player, and that shows on tape. He doesn't get outrun often. So running backs, quarterbacks, they're trying to get the edge. Even on jet sweeps, you saw a lot of times he was able to, get those angles and run those guys down. I watched the FSU tape. It was really good. Tennessee, LSU. He did some really nice things. Playing forward and blitzing is really his calling card. I did struggle with him times on tape. I just want to see him come downhill and stand the guy up. Like, use your physicalness, use your body, throw your body around and stand the guy up. He also didn't play blocks the way that I wanted him to. This is a guy, when you talk about a ceiling, he has a ceiling because of his athleticism. But you can tell that he's going to need a coach to talk to him about being more physical at the point. If he can do that, he is going to raise the floor of a linebacker room because of how he can move. Number 8, and one of the biggest risers throughout this whole process, Kyle Lewis, 6 foot, 224, Pitt linebacker. His superpower is versatility. Now, Bucky Brooks has him as his second-rated safety. I don't know if I'm ready to go there, but the way that he moves in space is outstanding. So let's talk about the notes. He stood out at the Senior Bowl second to none, was very versatile, and him and Jacob Rodriguez were the best linebackers there, and it wasn't close. Great range, tackles everything. He doesn't run himself block. So as I'm reading off my notes, that's one of my favorite things about him. On tape, he doesn't play blocks the best, but a lot of times he just won't run himself block. Like, he'll do this dip and this under move when he's coming down and pulling guards or trying to get on him. He'll kind of like side swipe them, use physical hands, and it works every time. Every time. He can also run sideline to sideline with no problem. He's a great in zone and in man. So you can use this guy to take away a tight end, and he could do it because his play mentality is there. Like, he's a really competitive, gritty linebacker. At the Senior Bowl, he's running his mouth. He's causing fumbles. And I got to talk to him, and I said, yo, where does this chip come from? He said, bro, this is how I was always taught to play. This is the way that my coaches wanted me to play. And he plays that way. Now, there is some flaws in his game. He has a smaller frame for the position. He does have issues playing blocks. So when blocks got on him, it was kind of like, that's it. It was over. And sometimes he overruns tackles, and that could be an issue, right? Like, he's so fast to the ball. Running backs kind of use that cutback advantage against him. But all in all, this guy has a really high ceiling, and the right defensive coordinator will know how to use this guy. Number 7, Texas linebacker, Anthony Hill, 6'3", 238 pounds. His calling card, his superpower is he's a really, really good blitzer. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody watching this video is going to say, Foots, you're way too low on Anthony Hill. I wrote this down. He overruns plays a lot, and that shows up where he's so fast to the ball that he'll just overrun the play. And a lot like what I was saying with Deontay Lawson and really with Kyle Lewis, but Kyle Lewis doesn't do it quite as much. He'll overrun the play, and he's just out of it, and he doesn't even really try to hustle to get back in the play. And he plays light at the point of attack. So this is a bigger guy. Throw your body around. He doesn't do that enough for me. He was better last year. This year, you can ask any Texas fan who's really watching the games. I think that Anthony Hill was a bit of a disappointment, but you see the upside because of how he moves and the way that he looks. I think it's going to take the right linebacker coach and the right scheme to kind of like unlock him, because it was times I just wanted more. There was times that I wanted him to be a bit more physical, and he just wasn't. I like the thought of what he can be. He just has to consistently show it on tape. Anthony Hill, number 7. I know that people are probably throwing tomatoes at the screen because I got a lot of Texas people in this chat and people who love the guy, but I didn't see it in that way. And if I'm wrong, I'll admit that. Number 6, Texas Tech linebacker, Jacob Rodriguez. He is the golden child of this class, 6'1", 233 pounds. And I think he might even be taller than 6'1". I'm 6'2". I was on the field with him at the Senior Bowl, and he looks like he was a little bit taller than me. He impressed, and his movement was good. Let's talk about the notes. Former quarterback, just understands the game. He sees it, he goes. He's great in coverage. You're just not going to get him in coverage. That former construction. I think that a lot of young, if you don't come downhill and meet them, you're dead, because they're going to engulf you. They're going to take you out. And there were just times where I felt like he was waiting. But make no mistake, this guy's a playmaker. He punches the ball out. He's always all over the tape. He's always all over the field. I just wanted a little bit more physicality, but that's not to say that, he's not going to come in and be a day one starter, because I think that he's closer to his ceiling than a lot of these guys. I did have questions with him athletically, so hopefully he's able to answer some of those at the combine. But I really, really like Jacob Rodriguez. I'm just not quite as in love as everybody else. Number 5, Josiah Trotter, Missouri, 6'2", 237 pounds. His superpower, he's a dog. So now we're getting to the names that I really, really loved. And I'll just go through his notes. Downhill thumper. This guy comes downhill, he hits you, and you know about it. He sees it, and he goes. He does not shy away from contact, and his block destruction is really, really good. So a lot of the guys that I mentioned earlier, when they're coming downhill and they're fighting through trash, they don't use their hands, they don't use their shoulder, they don't play a really great force technique. You don't have to worry about any of that with Trotter. He is coming downhill with bad intentions. If guards try to get on him, he'll fight them off. He'll use his shoulder, and it shows. When he hits a ball carrier, they're going to the ground. The only issue with Trotter is when he has to turn and run, it's really a struggle, right? The Bama game, they got him a few times on a play action and mesh, and he loses offensive players, right? And even in his zone drops, it looks like it looks a little quirky. But I can get past that if I can coach some of that up, because I don't see a bad player sideline to sideline. I just don't know if he has the upside. But I feel like with the amount of tackling these guys aren't going to do in the league, the fact that he's already a ready-made tackler and that he wants to do that and he's super, super gritty, I'm betting on that guy. Josiah Trotter, number 5 for me. I love the upside. Get him with some good coaching. I think that he's going to be a steal for any team. I got him in that second round range, but I really like his tape a lot. Number 4, and we're getting into the headliners now, Jake Golday. To me, his superpower is his physicalness. Cincinnati linebacker, 6'4", 240 pounds. He switched from DN to linebacker, and it was seamless. Actually, you would think that it would have been a harder transition for him. He was actually much, much better as a linebacker, as an off-ball linebacker in the defensive end, and they actually used him a lot as a blitzer off the edge. 105 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, covers grass really, really well, 10.5 missed tackle rate. He's just a stack shock, will put his hands on you, and he will disengage. He is another one of these guys that he understands the linebacker position is about being physical, and he ain't ducking no smoke. I think what these linebackers have to understand, like I just said with Josiah Trotter, physicalness first. The league is getting back to that world. You're living in 12, 13 personnel. You're defending that stuff. If you don't show that you want to come downhill and disrupt blocks, and you don't want to tackle, and you don't want to send a message, teams are going to run a ball on you. And these two, Josiah Trotter, Jake Golday, they're not going to let you do that. Despite his size, he covers really, really well. Like, he covers grass. He's better in zone. The turn ability in man isn't great. The UCF game, just watch that game, watch the Iowa State game. He was just exceptional. But, you know, in man coverage, I wanted a little bit more. But I got to tell you, the team that gets him with the right coaching, and that's the thing for all these guys. I sound like a broken record, the right coaching, the right coaching, the right coaching. You have a plan for this guy. You have a plan for him to just sit kind of in the middle of your defense. I think he's going to be a stud. So now that I went into detail on the first 7 of this ranking list, what I'm going to do is talk about my last 3 and kind of compare them. So number 3 is C.J. Allen, and his superpower is he's a ready-made leader. Number 2, Sonny Styles, his superpower is size, speed, ready to go. And number 1 is Arvell Reese. His superpower is his play strength. Here's the deal with all 3 of these guys. With C.J. Allen, because I've already broken him down on the channel, if you watch the Florida tape, it's teach tape. He's a leader. He can run sideline to sideline, but he's not going to be for everybody because he's only 6'1", 235 pounds, and he's not one of these guys that look like a Sonny Styles. As I transition to Sonny Styles, he's 6'5", a true 6'5", 243 pounds. He was a former safety. He sits in the middle of the defense, and he makes every tackle sideline to sideline. He can really run. Arvell Reese, true 6'4", 6'5". They look like twins. Here's the deal. With Arvell Reese, I think that people are trying to force the edge thing on him, and I want to make myself clear. I don't know if I like him in that same way that you looked at Micah Parsons in the bend, and can he do all of that? I think he can, but I actually like him more like in an outside linebacker, stand-up, cover at times role. Sonny Styles has, out of these 3, definitely has the highest upside, but the highest floor and I'm going to make myself clear, is C.J. Allen. Championship pedigree on that defense, been coached the right way. And I'm not going to say, Matt Patricia ran a great scheme and a great defense over there at Ohio State, but it's just something about Kirby Smart's defense and what he does at Georgia with those guys. So I can see a world where C.J. Allen could end up being better than both of these guys if he goes to the right situation. That being said, when you talk about Sonny Styles, bro, if he hits, he could be the best player in this draft. It's all about if he hits. Now, the one knock I have on Sonny Styles that I don't have with Arvell Reese or C.J. Allen, I don't like the way that he plays blocks. I don't. If you go watch the Miami tape, it was a struggle for him, and that was where his first missed tackle happened. Now, that's amazing because he went through a whole season without a missed tackle. He gets to the Miami game, he has one missed tackle, so it's kind of nitpicky. But I also saw times where he ran himself blocked. You guys heard me talk about that earlier. I don't like when linebackers do that. And he did struggle to get off those guards, pulls, and stuff like that. So that'll be something to monitor because where he's going to be picked, you need him to hit the ground day one running. So these are my top 10. What do you guys think? I had Arvell Reese number 1, Sonny Styles number 2, C.J. Allen number 3, Jake Golday number 4, Josiah Trotter number 5, Jacob Rodriguez 6. Let me flip the page. Anthony Hill 7, Kyle Lewis 8, Deontay Lawson 9, and Torian York 10. Great class. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. I try not to make it too long, but y'all know I can talk, and y'all know I love talking about ball. So what did you guys think? It's your boy Footsie King as always. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing. If I missed a few linebackers, Red Murdoch, a few guys that you guys may have liked, let me know. It's your boy Foots. I love you guys. Peace.